Hello everyone, Luca Blight here, and I am reacting to volume 5, episode 3. I almost said volume 3. I'm not going back in time. There'd be no point in me reacting to something I've already seen. Oh yes, I did trim the mustache, no shave November, that whole thing. Actually, what had really happened is I was trying to trim it, but I trimmed it a little too much, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be rocking a fucking blonde Hitler stash, so couldn't be doing that. So as you can see, I'm poorly coordinated, by the way. But yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit more, or it's a lot more transparent. I'm hoping that will help me with the whole copyright thing, because the idea isn't really to show you guys the episode, it's to show you what I'm reacting to, which is kind of the whole idea of, you know, that whole entire shtick. If it gets too obnoxious with this, like if this doesn't work, then I'm just gonna have to go and I think somebody in episode 1 suggested like just uploading it to VidMe and just doing a redirect or uploading it to a Google Drive, which is something I may consider as well. But, you know, again, it's not affecting me as much as it's affecting the other reactors, because that's kind of their mainstay. If this doesn't work, oh well, I still got my gaming stuff, I still got all the other shit that I'm doing, and I don't make a living off of this, so... speaking of which, some big changes are coming for me. I'll keep those posted as they happen. There's no point in saying that something's going to happen when it doesn't in fact happen, so a lot of what-ifs, a lot of maybes, a lot of possibilities, tremendous possibilities, believe me. Anyways, if I do the VidMe thing, wording, but if I go through that, I think you can only upload up to less than 30 minutes, so what I will do is I will upload the redirect as well as my post discussion for the episode. Like, if you don't really care to see my reaction, just want to hear what I have to say, then I'll leave that on YouTube until I think you get 50 subscribers on VidMe. Then you can upload up to, or above 30 minutes, which in that case, then I'll just, you know, jumble it all onto VidMe and I'll just have the redirect here. But, yeah, if that becomes the case, then the reaction itself will be on VidMe, and my discussion will be here until that whole entire thing is situated. So, anyhoot, this is episode 3, and it's a shorter one, so I'm actually curious as to who we're going to get the perspective of. So, anyways, yeah, let's just get into this. So, hopefully this thing will work. We can hope. Hopefully the volume's good. Yeah, volume's good. There's Kali. Hold on, actually. Okay, yeah, that was a little too transparent even for me, so... Anyways. We got Sun, Kali, Gira. Speech time. The Emancipation Proclamation.
Are you ready?
Yes. It won't be easy for the people to hear, but the truth often isn't. I know they'll do the right thing.
I'm guessing they're going to expose the White Fang, which they discussed in the first episode.
You got this.
Aw. Oh yeah, I've got death flags flying for both Kali and Gira right now. I'm... Shit. So nervous. Something's going to happen. I know it. I mean, I don't think Adam necessarily is going to show up, but I think his goons are going to show up and do something. Menagerie local news. Oh, look, it's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Or dipshit, or, to quote True Blood, fuck up 1 and fuck up 2.
Thank you all for assembling here.
Although they haven't really fucked up.
I wanted
to
take time to address some of the rumors that have been circulating around our island. I believe that it is important for the people of this territory to understand the truth. No matter how you feel about the human race, I think we can all agree that the event now known as the Fall of Beacon was a tragedy.
Yeah, it was.
A tragedy that will set both man and faunus kind back. While the main aggressor is still unknown, we do have official confirmation that Adam Taurus, the leader of a powerful splinter group working inside the White Fang, was partially responsible for these attacks.
He was eyeing Corsac and Fennic.
His actions not only tarnished the reputation of an organization originally created to bring peace and equality to all, but to our entire race. With each day that this man remains unpunished, it becomes increasingly difficult to condemn those that look down upon us.
True. That's very true.
Recently, a spy from this same splinter group set their sights on this very home. My own daughter, Blake, and her friend did their very best to apprehend this individual. While they were unsuccessful after being physically assaulted and seriously injured, they were successful in obtaining the assailant's scroll. With this, we have been able to ascertain that Adam Taurus has plans to overthrow the current leader of the White Fang, Sienna Khan.
But she already did that.
Over the reins himself.
What they need to say, though, is that
His radical plans do not stop there. The documents on this scroll proclaim his next target to be Haven Academy and its attached CCT tower. Their plan is to strike on the last full moon before the beginning of the fall semester, roughly 2 months from today.
okay, so this is 1 month behind.
To the government of Mistral.
I think.
But I believe we have a greater responsibility.
2 months. Forget.
My relationship with the White Fang has been an interesting one. Years ago, I led the organization to help try and create a world where I and every Faunus who wished could walk alongside the human race. And while I believe we made great strides toward this goal, it was made clear to me that the people both in and out of the White Fang wanted faster results. So I stepped down, and Sienna Khan was appointed as my successor. It's true that I do not fully condone many of her methods. What I do condone is what Sienna fights for. The idea that the Faunus and humans are, and should be, equal. Adam Taurus does not seem to have that goal in mind. What
No, he doesn't.
has done benefits no one but himself.
He's basically become Hitler.
I think it's time that the Faunus showed the world that we are equals. Time that we snuff out this splinter group and restore the White Fang to what it once was.
Great speech, dude.
To do this, I think the answer is clear. We must go to Haven and protect it at all costs.
Oh, that? They didn't like that.
Before we proceed any further, I'd like to invite my daughter to come and share her story. Not only as a former member of the White Fang, but also as a survivor of the fall of Beacon.
Yeah, bring up the fact that Grimm were used directly by the White Fang. Like, they weren't there
Do this.
Traitors!
That Illia. God damn it, Illia. What the fuck?
Illia.
Cowards. After everything the humans have done to us, everything they've put us through, you're asking us to help them?
I know we haven't been treated fairly.
Where was their help when the dust companies treated our people like slaves? Where was their help when kingdoms hunted Faunus just for being who they are? Where was my help when my parents were killed in a dust mine? Where?
Young lady, progress
She's
takes
not
patience
wrong,
and
but-
cooperation.
The Belladonnas are the worst kind of Faunus. They
Ouch.
want us to work with the same people that are trying to hold us down. If you truly want to help your people, now is the time to support
Son?
Adam, not the Belladonnas. He will bring about the future that you deserve. And if you are unwilling to fight, know that the White Fang will do it for you.
Shut up!
Son, dude, if you're gonna, drop on somebody, don't shout out.
After her!
Oh, he looks interesting. Okay, so they once again used Ilya as a scapegoat.
Did he age backwards?
He's possessed!
Or reincarnated.
He's possessed. Poor Oscar.
It is very weird, yes.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay. Let's all just take a second and remember that this is very overwhelming for everyone.
Yeah, agreed. But
Thanks.
I think with Crow, though, he'll be okay. Ugh. Oh god, the shipper's gonna go
Sorry.
bad shit over that one.
It's just, I've never really met huntsmen and huntresses before.
Or a pretty girl.
We've never met a person with two souls, so first times all around.
Oh god, the shipper's gonna go crazy over this. I can see it now.
Not to break up the whole getting to know you game, but we need to have a talk. Mind showing us your little parlor trick, kid?
Parlor trick.
Yeah, okay. Just so you know, I'll still be here.
Oh, he's gonna bring out Ozpin. Maybe. It'll be interesting to hear his voice again. Well, I mean, we heard it last volume, but yeah. But for them to hear it. Whoa, what the hell?
It is so very good to see you again, students.
Whoa.
Wait, what just happened?
Yeah, right.
Professor Ozpin? Correct. And though I may be the one speaking, Oscar is still present mentally. He's merely handed over the controls, so to speak. Just don't make us do anything embarrassing. I'm afraid this all must be
Poor
very
Oscar.
perplexing.
And alarming, and bizarre, and just really kind of hard to believe overall.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good to see you children still have your sense of humor. I know you've all been through tremendous hardship already.
I'm sorry.
Sounded like a Protoss there for a second.
It's not your fault.
It's all my fault.
Hmm.
I told you once that I made more mistakes than any man, woman, and child on this planet. And I wasn't exaggerating. I'm cursed. For
Cursed, huh?
thousands of years, I have walked the surface of Remnant, living, dying,
Oh.
reincarnating in the body of a like-minded soul. The Professor Ozpin you all met was not my first form, and clearly wasn't my last.
I'm having Godard flashbacks from Vandal Hearts 2.
Extraordinarily strenuous process on everyone involved.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What are you?
I am the combination of countless men who have spent their lives trying to protect the people of Remnant. With every rebirth, my soul is eventually merged with another. And I am changed. But my memories stay with me. This curse was bestowed upon me by the gods.
I need to bring something to write down on.
Stop Salem in the past.
Oh.
But we must stop her now.
So him and Salem, they've just been going at each other for thousands of years.
How do we do that?
We start by ensuring the safety of the Relic of Knowledge.
Oh, hey, Weiss. Oh, we're gonna meet Spring. Are we? Or Raven again. Or both. I'm for both. Oh shit, man, that bird scared the fuck out of me. There's a bird just flew outside of my window.
Well, well, well. Look who's awake.
Oh, Bandit 1 and Bandit 2.
What's going on? Where am I?
You're a captive
Yeah.
now.
I never thought I'd see a Schnee in this camp.
Ooh, Spring.
Vernal?
What do you want?
Isn't it obvious?
Straight to the point. I like it. We don't normally deal in trafficking people. Not really worth our time. But once we realized we had a Schnee, that changed.
You're going to ransom me back to my father. Is that it?
Pretty much.
It's a shame you're a Schnee. You'd probably do quite well around here.
I would never sink to your level.
Just keep quiet and cooperate and you'll be back in your mansion before you know it.
To quote Alucard, holy shit, she's sassy as fuck,
Don't
I
make
like
this
her.
Complicated.
Okay, so they
What's
don't...
going to make this complicated is when my sister finds out that I didn't make it to Mistral.
Ooh, true.
You know my sister, don't you? Winter Schnee? Special operative of the Atlas military?
Mm-hmm.
She's in Mistral now. And when she hears I'm missing, it won't take her long to find me. And you.
Ooh. Bold. What the hell are you two laughing at?
What's so funny?
Spring at least has plot armor.
Oh, I don't know if it's more funny or sad. But you're clearly out of the loop.
Oh?
Your sister isn't in Mistral anymore.
Oh.
No Atlas personnel are in Mistral anymore. General Ironwood closed the borders and recalled all of his little troops in tin cans.
Well, shit.
No one is coming to rescue you.
Well, no, Yang's gonna rescue her. That's right, because Yang's with Rubber Band Man or whatever the hell his name is. I don't know if we've got a name drop on him yet.
It's perfect!
Whoa.
We're stuck at a dead end, but now we can just take little cute boy Osmond to Lionheart and have him set things straight.
Little
Please
cute boy
don't tell me
Osmond.
Yeah,
don't call him that.
Best idea.
There, Nora. Calm down.
But I thought the headmasters all took their orders from you.
That was the intention. 4 lieutenants I can trust, especially during times of reincarnation. But Crow told me about your meeting with Leonardo.
Yeah, and I'm assuming
He isn't just behaving irrationally. He's disobeying specific instructions I had left him. Something's wrong. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I don't want to rule out any possibilities either. No one outside of this room knows that I have paired with Oscar, and I think it may be best to keep it that way.
Oh,
Play
yeah,
things
definitely.
close to the chest until we got a better hand.
Especially with Watts crawling around.
Precisely. Now, we have 2 steps ahead of us. The first is enlisting
Excuse
the
me.
aid of more huntsmen.
But the Mistral Council
Doesn't own every huntsman in the kingdom, and I've been here enough times to know where we can find some more.
So long as they're trustworthy.
Get Auburn
You
and
can trust them to put up a good fight. I'll throw
the rest of the
together
team,
a
son.
list tonight.
Good luck with that.
Crow.
After that, we can move on to step 2.
Phase
What's step
2.
2?
Getting you 4 into fighting shape.
Oh. Teach Ruby hand to hand?
We already know how to fight.
You can only fight so long as you have crescent rows, but you're still lacking in hand-to-hand combat.
Well,
True.
Mr. Ark, I'm glad to hear you've improved, but sorry to say you've yet to unlock your semblance.
There!
All of you still have a ways to go before you're ready
I'll
to
elaborate
face
on that
any real
later.
threat against Salem and her forces. And though Oscar can give me temporary control, he'll need to strengthen his body and his aura. Wait, what? I'll inherit my muscle memory in time, but practice will expedite the process.
but if Crow's out looking for huntsmen, then who's going to teach us?
I am. Well, really? Was that necessary, Huntsman?
I believe I was the headmaster of Beacon Academy. We have a
Nora's
1 month
face.
before classes resume at Haven. If Salem were to plan an attack, it would make sense that it occur prior to students' return. It's not much time, but it's better than nothing.
He's just still spinning the damn thing.
Just don't expect me to go easy on you.
Ooh. Fail.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, back to Weiss. Okay, so we got goddamn, all last 3 episodes have been info dump after info dump. Oh yeah, she can still summon. Yeah, that's right. She still got her glyphs. Little mini knight. So is she gonna try to break free, or is Yang gonna rescue her? I will be so pissed if like Yang and Weiss just barely miss each other. Okay. Short and sweet and to the point. All right, how do I completely forgot. Yeah, well, I can. Oh, yeah, duh. There. Haha. All right, but yeah, with the thing where I was like, ha, knew it. With Jean's his semblance, that has been a debate that is ancient, like since freaking Volume 1. People have debated. We've already seen his semblance, or we haven't seen his semblance. He hasn't unlocked it yet. That right there just proved that it has not been unlocked yet. So the Willy theory is dead, and now Jean's semblance is also dead. Well, not his semblance, but that whole thing that we've seen it before. So Volume 5 so far has killed 2 of the most annoying and obnoxious theories that, you know, have pretty much not really plagued, but it's just I didn't subscribe to those theories. But I mean, fan theories, they're a dime a dozen. Some are really good, but that's far and few in between. But so we now know that Ozpin and Salem are thousands of years old. So Ozpin and Salem could in theory be the 2 oldest personalities, if you will, on Remnant. So I'm wondering if if Ozpin was once the wizard, which is another popular theory, but I'm actually for that theory because that theory makes sense, considering he's like guardian of all the relics and whatnot. But I'm wondering if the maidens predate him. Excuse me, sorry, I had a monster earlier. So, damn carbs. Hopefully I'll get over that because I got to do some gaming recording tonight. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the maidens. Because the maidens themselves, they didn't get their powers. I mean, they were maidens before they got. Oh fuck, I'm confusing myself. I need to rewatch Volume 3. So I'm trying to remember if they were maidens already, and then Ozpin just gave them powers, or not Ozpin, but the wizard gave them powers to basically better protect themselves. But if I also recall correctly, the last king of Vale founded the academies. So can we therefore assume that before Ozpin was Ozpin, like, you know, in volumes 1 through 3, that he was the king? And that the current not the current Ozpin, but the previous Ozpins for days, once the king died, he transferred into volume 1 through 3 Ozpin. I'm wondering if that's what happened, because that to me makes sense. But there was a post I saw, and I really hope this doesn't come true, because this will turn the main four into freaking Mary Sue McGuffins. And that is all 4 of the main girls will eventually become maidens, which I hope to God is not what happens, because somebody made the point of how one of the maidens is the guardian of the relic of creation, and what does wife do? She creates. The one for destruction goes to Yang. The one for choice would go to Ruby, and then the one for knowledge would go to Blake, although I don't really see that one fitting. I think it might be a bit of a stretch. I don't think they're going to go that route. I don't think they will. I'm hoping they don't. But the Weiss and the Yang one, those two are kind of like red flags, like red alert, red alert. But even though I'm bouncing all over the place, but let me bounce back to the whole Gira thing, because yeah, like I said, I still have death flags for Gira and Kali. One of or both are going to die, I feel like, in this volume. I mean, I don't want them to, but I think they're going to, and I hope they don't. So I don't want it to happen, but I think it's a very likely possibility. Otherwise, I could see Illia dying, because I don't think Adam would be above sacrificing her, and that could be, the thing that finally pushes Blake just completely over the edge, and just, she like goes ape shit on Adam. But yeah, that was a good speech by Gira. I kind of wish he would have addressed that they had used the Grim, because using the Grim is that is like the one thing where you could turn everybody against them, because even the Faunists don't get along with the Grim, or bring up that Faunists were killed because of Adam's attack. So like, what good are we doing ourselves, if we're killing our own kind, essentially? Like, who does the Followed Beacon benefit? Which the crowd seemed to agree that, yeah, the Followed Beacon was a bad fucking idea. Like, no, we should not support that. But that's the most he got out of them. They weren't like, oh yeah, let's go help the humans. They were just like, yeah, let's just not support the White Fang. Let's just stay the hell out of it. Just mind our own fucking business down here, in Australia, essentially. But I was kind of annoyed with Illia at first, but she was not wrong. Her timing was off. Well, I mean, it was off for the good guys, because she kind of screwed over Blake and company. But I can't fault her for feeling that way. I really can't. But I'm mad at her because, it's like you're helping Adam out. I'm like, why would you help Adam? But I'm also wondering if she knows that that Adam killed Sienna Khan. I'm wondering if because Oscar said that the attack's likely going to happen 1 month from where they're at, and then Gira brought up 2 months. Did I just like predict that? Because I remember saying like, yeah, because I got myself confused before with that whole thing. But so I want to say I read somewhere that Blake's story is a month behind Weiss, Ruby, and Yang's story. But it could be the other. Well, it wouldn't be the other way around. But I don't know. The whole fucking timeline's so confusing, because their whole idea is that if we keep the timeline vague and ambiguous, we won't create plot holes. But that's a fucking catch-22, because by creating a vague and ambiguous timeline, you create plot holes, because some things just won't add up, because there's no linear timeline where you can put things to match it up. So it's such a stupid logical way to go about creating a timeline, because every show, like even Fairy Tail, is consistent with its timelines, because everything's in 7s and 33s, or babies are in 33s, but you know that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you know, I definitely like this more plot-focused approach that we're getting this volume. I'm also guessing, given that we didn't really leave on much of a cliffhanger, we're probably going to get a World of Remnant, which is kind of a, they're kind of like, you know, in between breaks for volumes. I don't care much for them, but I get the purpose of them. And from what I also read, I think it was in like a comment thread, that they haven't actually finished the whole season. They basically work on half of it, and then the World of Remnant videos are put in place to kind of give them a little bit extra time to, you know, touch up, shine it up, polish it, that good stuff, which I want them to do. You know, I can wait an extra week for an episode for them to polish it up and whatnot, because, you know, I want the best. And we all do. We all want the best. But yeah, hopefully having it a little bit transparent will help with the whole copyright thing, because, God, episode 2 was a bitch and a half. Fucking YouTube. But actually, from what I read, and I'm not trying to like throw Rooster Teeth under the bus, but it's their thing is that we're okay with reactions or fan-created projects, which is kind of a vague term. But obviously they're okay with reactions because they reacted to Murderer Birds' reaction to their to volume 9. Wow, volume 3, episode 9, where Penny died. So obviously they're okay with reactions. But they said if you file a dispute and the person reviewing it says no, like no, this is still in violation of our copyright, then you have to email them. Which to me, just if it's one of their people reviewing it, shouldn't the policy just be like, oh, hey, you know, if they upload a reaction and they're not monetizing it, and because I want to say they actually, I'll need to reread it, but I want to say that they're okay with people uploading the full episode and reacting to it. Just cut the intro out, which is what I do, and a lot of people do it. But I just feel like if that's your policy, then shouldn't your people be enforcing that policy? And you know, by all means, they have every right to protect their IP. By all means, they have every right to do that. It's just it's sending a mixed message when they're saying they're okay with copyrights, but they have their staff that's also blocking videos. Or not the staff is blocking it, but they're saying no to the, like, you know, you submit a thing saying like, no, I'm not in violation of copyright or whatever, which reactions technically are in violation of copyright. Like there's no argument that reactions are fair use. There's no argument there as far as YouTube goes. But their policy specifically is saying we're okay with reactions. And I think TFS is the same way. Granted, TFS is using other copywritten works, but they're within fair use because they're parodying it. They're taking the original and they're changing it enough to where it's not even remotely the same as the original to a certain extent. But yeah, I'll need to reread because I don't want to falsely, or I don't want to make a false statement towards Rooster Teeth, because I'm not in any way, shape, or form blaming them. I'm just kind of a bit confused as to what their whole approach is, because they're saying they're okay with reactions, but if the person from their staff reviewing it says no, then email us and we'll take it off anyways. I don't know. It just seems like more of a headache than it needs to be. But again, I'm lamenting more for the reactors, not myself, because again, reacting isn't my mainstay. Gaming is, and talking about random bullshit and watching WWE pay-per-view events with Luke and company. That's my mainstay. So if this whole thing doesn't work, oh well. You know, it's like, oh well, I tried. I had fun while it lasted. Move on to bigger and better things. But anyways, I don't want to ramble too much. But yeah, I like this episode. I like learning about Huntsman. You know, finally we learned about fucking Huntsman instead of him being this elusive figure in the background. Or not the background, but, you know, hovering above everybody. And yeah, I think the fucking shipper's going to go crazy over that little moment between Oscar and RWBY, which I'll admit was cute. But I'm not big on the ships. I don't give a fuck for any of the ships. Arcos, I think, was the only one I really gave a shit about, but that's because we had that one built, you know, across 3 volumes that everybody knew. Everybody and their mother knew it was coming. But yeah, we got to learn about Huntsman. We got to learn about. Oh, we got an update to the Gira, Kali, Blake storyline. So I'm assuming we're not going to see them in episode 4. We're definitely going to see Yang, because we didn't get Yang at all for the last 2 episodes now. So I definitely see us getting Yang. My boo. Oh god, I just said that, cringe. I should edit that out. Just cut it out. But yeah, Yang's my favorite character. I think you all pretty much know that. But I think we'll get Yang next episode. As far as RWBY, I don't think we'll get Weiss, because we've already had Weiss 3 times in a row. Blake and RWBY, I think, are going to be toss-ups. We may get them, we may not. Actually, yeah, we probably will get RWBY, because hers is the main overall plot line. Or we could get more of the villains, namely Adam, or possibly Salem/Cinder. And we may see Neo. I really want to see Neo come back, though. I think she's overrated, but I like her design. And I want to see more of her, maybe have them do something with her. Be it, you know, that she's a good guy, she's a bad guy, she's in the middle, she's out to fuck everybody over. Like, she kind of just swoops in, kills the Spring Maiden, and runs off with her power. Like, haha, fuck you, Cinder, fuck you, Yang, Ruby and Crow and all you. Spring Maiden powers is mine. But yeah, anyways, I'm rambling at this point, guy. I need to dust off my laptop. Freaking cat shedding everywhere. But anyways, that was my reaction to RWBY episode 3, which is called... Oh yeah, close the thing, didn't I? Oh well. The name will be in the description. But anyway, folks, have a look on Blight, and I shall see you all for whatever video I upload next.